Today, there's another Sunday update video with incredibly exciting news about the latest technical analyses. We'll be looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. We'll also take a look at Hype, which is going to be very, very interesting as well. But of course, we'll start off with Bitcoin. The ABC structure is still active. On Friday, after my last video, we even made a lower low here. But if we compare that with Ethereum, which hasn't made its low yet, we can take a quick look. I mentioned that if we break this low here, or even more interesting is this low here, which was our last higher low in this upward structure. And we've now broken that as well, actually, on Saturday. And at this point, we're seeing a recovery up to the 0.5 Fibonacci level. But for now, let's stick with Bitcoin. Just a little preview of what's coming up for you. Because in the whale orders, you know this, whale orders and large trades, we have insight into where the institutional players are positioning themselves and where the whales hold their positions. We see an incredibly interesting cluster of over $2 billion in the range from 62,000 down to 60,500, even a bit lower. But this cluster here is going to be very interesting. I'll get to that in a moment, because at the same time we have the liquidations heat map, and there's quite a bit going on there. You can see strong liquidations in Bitcoin that have accumulated here, and the institutional players are simply saying, hey, you should get liquidated because that's our zone where we go long. If we look at Bitcoin now, there are some interesting things going on. We're moving from the lower time frame to the higher time frame, because now I want to share with you my roadmap, the way I currently see things, as a possible scenario for how Bitcoin might react in the coming days or weeks. At this point, let me quickly switch to the other chart. After we broke through this trend line to the downside, had this retest and are now moving down, this bearish structure has developed here. This is currently continuing. We have lower lows and lower highs. Very, very interesting. Now, at the target level of around $61,200 where the 0.618 Fibonacci is, and at the same time down to 60,500, 59,917. Let's take a look at where all the liquidations are located. They are actually in that area. It starts with the really highly leveraged positions on a monthly basis, where there are massive clusters. We're at $61,510. That's definitely where it all begins. $61,510 is just above the 0.618. But that's not all. That's just a small part that we have here where it starts. If we look at the big cluster here, at least up to 61,070 or just under $61,000. Let's go back. Where would that be? That would be a bit below the 0.618 Fibonacci, just above the target level 1.618. Of course, the question is, the further we fall, how many liquidations are still building up below that? But for me, these are definitely very, very interesting zones where I would say that's where I would start again, at least try to build a long position. I'll show you a roadmap of how I would proceed there. In my case, purely based on the liquidation heat map. And for that reason alone, if we then look at this on the higher time frames, because we're on the 4-hour chart, that means a smaller time frame. We had an uptrend and now a downtrend. But if we look at this on a daily basis and I switch over to the other chart, which is a bit cleaner here, I could now imagine a rise to $63,000 to $64,000 in order to trigger these Fibonacci retracement rejection levels again, and then actually reach these lower prices, as I mentioned earlier, where we also have this confluence between the Fibonacci retracement and, in this case, the Fibonacci extension. And these target levels right here are what become interesting for me. My plan here for the smaller time frame would be, if we arrive down here now, that I would say we have an opportunity for a long position. I would also take that risk even if we fall below and go even lower. But the chance that we then have on a higher time frame, which we'll get to in a moment, a trend continuation that makes everything look very bullish again, exactly into these areas. 05, 0618, 0786. These are on a higher level. When we get to the daily chart in a moment, interesting levels for me. What would that mean? I'll remove the extension again now. For me, this is very, very interesting as a long scenario. 0618, enter a long position. The target would then at least be the 05 Fibonacci up here. You could then possibly extend that as a take profit if the market allows, and I would set my stop loss a bit below the 0786. I've already told you once, or actually several times, that 0786 is triggered so often with Bitcoin, especially lately, 4-hour time frame, but that would already be on a higher level again. And that's exactly what I'm getting to now. Why go long here and why I would go long here and be willing to take that risk? If we really do go down here from the 0618 Fibonacci to the 0786, I would double my existing position here so that I would have an average entry price roughly in that area if I double up. That means I lower it and I'm there, hoping for a reversal. And depending on what happens, because if my average entry price is roughly in that area, as you can see, I would have a risk-reward ratio of 1 to 6.66. That means what I'm willing to risk here, I would get back 6.66 times if I get the rejection at the 0.5 Fibonacci. But what I would also do is watch the liquidations and maybe even set the stop loss a bit lower. That would be my long trade that I would enter. If we go lower, then it doesn't make sense anyway for me to try to scale in heavily and build up my position. No, that would be the loss I would realize. And now let's take a closer look at the higher time frame. If I now switch to the daily chart, what I still find missing with Bitcoin, what hasn't happened yet, is this high. If we were to break through here, then the path would really be clear for us to see significantly higher target levels. And those would really be 0.5, 0.618. That would actually be quite interesting for keeping long trades open up to this point. Why only up to here? Why don't I expect us to go further? That will be the question. Either we might actually see even higher prices and do another retest into this area, which personally I wouldn't expect, or that we really stay in this range. Why is this area particularly interesting to me? If we look at the 0.5 Fibonacci, but also the fair value gap that we have, we've had an incredible amount of trading volume here, and this exact area within this box becomes interesting when we say, okay, this could be a zone where we might encounter some rejection. That would be the current situation. And if we look at the daily chart now, as I said, Bitcoin hasn't made a higher high, but we'll take a look at Ethereum in a moment. That's where it gets very, very interesting. Ethereum was actually the forerunner last time as well when we entered the short position in the group in the grid trading bot, because it had already set its price structure before Bitcoin even reached that point. And currently, you can see that we've had the correction downwards, which I was actually waiting for, down to the 0.5 level that we discussed. It's very, very interesting to see that we've now actually pierced the 0.5 Fibonacci level and have had a recovery since then. Despite all this, based on the liquidations and the target levels, I still see lower prices ahead, which is why I'm not trading the 0.5 yet. In the last video, I also mentioned why the 0.5 isn't particularly interesting for me at the moment when it comes to Bitcoin. So that's my roadmap for Bitcoin, because if we really do get a recovery from here on the higher time frames, let's not forget we have a bullish divergence not only on the daily chart, but also on the weekly chart, which has developed here. That means a recovery into these levels would absolutely be within the realm of probability, something I could see happening. But in those areas, I would go short again. Why? If we then look at the weekly chart, let me switch over to the other chart, we can see that we would actually be doing nothing other than continuing this bearish trend. So that's my current roadmap for Bitcoin at this point in time. Somewhere around here into these levels, 71, 72,000. And maybe then really back down again so that we can even further develop this bullish divergence we have here in order to potentially see a local bottom. A rising RSI and a falling price would be ideal for that. Now let's move on to Ethereum. That's where things get really interesting. With Ethereum, if I adjust this again, we can see that Ethereum has done exactly what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. We now have this low. Yes, so I want to explain this again for those who aren't that familiar with it. Here we had a bullish price structure with higher highs and higher lows, but then after this rejection at the 0.5 Fibonacci level and the trend line, where we also entered the short position, we were no longer able to make a new high. Now we've made a lower high and a lower low in this area and have even set another new low. This means that now we've broken the last and structurally very, very important higher low from the upward movement. It was the last valid higher low and it has now actually been broken. I know there are a lot of lines. I'll remove them again and we'll simplify things a bit now. Now for me, these are the target levels. Why is there a box down here? It's actually quite simple. There's nothing more to it than that. In the last video, I mentioned that if we don't make a higher high and instead move down, which has now actually happened, these would be the target levels I'm aiming for. So from 1,747 down to 1,691 is super interesting. 0.618 Fibonacci, but the 0.5 is also super interesting here because we have the 0.5 Fibonacci and the 1.414 target level. That could become interesting for me again for long grid trading bots, or I would open a long position at the 0.618. Then we would see a bearish price structure continuation here on the 4-hour chart, exactly as it already developed earlier with Bitcoin, but with Ethereum, it's now slowly but surely starting to happen. We also see that after the latest new low we've just made, Ethereum has perfectly triggered the 0.5 Fibonacci once, but I wouldn't be surprised. Take a look at this, 0.618, a retest into these zones here. We discussed this in the last video. That could be very, very valid. We just had to wait to see how low Ethereum would go so that we could even draw this Fibonacci. And now we see this could actually be a real possibility. 0.618, 1,894 US dollars before we then see possibly lower prices. So super interesting with Ethereum, but with Ethereum, since I said it has a much cleaner price STR, price structure, which I now want to share with you on the daily chart because it gets really, really interesting when we zoom out here. And then I'll remove these lines so that we have a bit more clarity. But I'll also remove this Fibonacci here, and then you'll see right away what I mean when I say that down here it gets super interesting for long positions. What did we do with Ethereum? It was a bit more exciting there. After this high, we didn't make a lower low and have now built a bullish price structure here, which at this point in time apparently is developing into a bearish price structure and could bring us down here. That would be the 4-hour chart. But if we now look at this overall from a slightly higher perspective, so a higher time frame, and use that because we've really had a nice rise here, what would result from that, given that we also haven't made a lower low here? Price zones for the target levels of the Fibonacci extension from the ABC structure would then be exactly this possibility of a further rise up to 2067, 2093, so into these regions here. Why is that so interesting? We have now had the first strong breakout, and the next correction down into these zones could actually bring us into these price regions. That's why it also becomes super interesting for me here to go long on Ethereum again. I will approach it similarly to how I did with Bitcoin at 0.618, but I would still need to take a close look at that with the liquidation heat map when we're on the way down. But similarly, I'm talking about a long position. Building it up, the target level would even be higher, so roughly at 2067, if that really comes to pass. And here too, I would have a risk-reward ratio of 3.42. But if I were to go down to the 0.786 level, then I would scale the position again and maybe widen my stop loss a bit so that I have a risk-reward ratio of about 1 to 5. And in this way, I can also take a long trade. Because up there in that area, I would actually expect a massive resistance, which due to the traded volume we have here could push us into a new rejection zone. And if we look further ahead, could bring us back down to lower prices. That on the higher time frame, we really see something like this and then once again reach lower prices. Where exactly we will see then, we have strong liquidations between about 1,500 and 1,380 US dollars. And that would also apply here with Ethereum. If we take a closer look, it also had a bullish divergence on the weekly chart. The Asian market with a steady RSI, in this case a slightly rising RSI, but a significantly lower price. I'm going to remove all these lines here now. It's a bit much, I know, but I just want to show in detail what I mean here. Because here we made this lower low in price, but the RSI did not make a lower low, it stayed the same. That's also a bullish divergence. Because of that, I could really see us reaching higher prices. So for me, it's long here, and up there it's short again. We already went short with the grid trading bot exactly at the 0.5 level. It's just so nice to see, and Ethereum was exactly the forerunner of what the market would do next. If we take another look at Solana, it has now done exactly what we discussed in the last video. It even went a bit lower. As I mentioned, it wouldn't surprise me in these price regions if we go down again to the 0.618 level, all the way to this trend line that we have here as support. And at the current moment, you can see we've dropped below the trend line. We're below the 0.618 Fibonacci, and we've just had a good upward move. With yesterday's news from the low to the high, that's a 4% move, which isn't bad at all. Overall, however, Solana is still stuck in a bearish price structure, which isn't all that nice, as you can see here. It's simply making lower lows and lower highs one after another. The question is, if the market really continues to go down now, then at the very least I would place my next position at the 0.786 level, or I would also open grid trading bots in these price ranges. That means Solana has now reached exactly these zones here. Here too, if we continue to fall further, we would once again take a look at the liquidation heat map. But as I have mentioned for quite some time, we still have the 0.618 level as a rejection level. However, we still have the price target zones from these areas, which remain very interesting. The high and the low here are price target zones. The extension is between $86 and $95. Just so that's clear, that means above that level. On a daily chart basis, if we go in now and include what I just drew, it would basically be nothing other than the correction for a price continuation, the trend continuation in these areas here. It could then look like this, just to help visualize it, really moving in here and then reaching these prices between 86 and 95 US dollars before, and we see this again, we're in the strong volume area before it might possibly continue downward from here. Hype is still continuing to fall, but it's doing exactly what I want at this point in time. because for me, Hype is an open long grid trading bot that simply collects the lower range. It's also making its way toward its price target zone of 1.4 to 2, meaning 47 to 36 US dollars. The 0.786 Fibonacci also becomes interesting if we include it now from this price area, from this low that we have, yes, so that we get in here, because that would coincide with this target level. That means this is the first interesting price zone here. But why does it become even more interesting at lower levels? For that, I'll switch to another chart that I've prepared. Because Hype has broken through every price target zone to the upside. That means I'll now take the low that it had down here. And of course, it gets interesting for us when we look at this and really take Hype from this area, the entire move up here. Where would the next zones be that are super interesting? And that already looks much cleaner. If we look between the 0.5 Fibonacci and the 0.618 Fibonacci, we have these price target zones that are preparing for a possible next price increase. And that's exactly what's interesting. So this move down into the correction here, I can now remove this yellow line again. This ABC is currently working out very, very well, but the alignment we have between 0.5 and then comes the 1.414 level. That's going to be interesting. What else do we have here? For a very long time, there was a rejection zone. You can see it here, rejection, rejection. It was regularly rejected here, which at this point could become the next support for a larger upward move before we actually see lower prices where we have liquidation levels. The 0.618 level is going to be super interesting, yes, because of this volume we have, but also here, very strong trading volume. And from then on, it becomes super interesting again for long bots or long positions, but I also start making spot purchases here. So as soon as we enter the target zones, it becomes interesting for me to make spot purchases. Otherwise, there's not much else to say. I actually did pretty well with Beat back then using the long bot in the test, as I told you. I'll show you that again in the next live stream. It even hit the 1.618 level here, had a massive increase really. So Beat in the grid trading bot is very risky, but I don't even remember. I started somewhere around here, and in the meantime, it's gone up by 176%. So as a grid trading bot, it's really fun to see that. And otherwise, after reaching the target level, it's currently going back down, but the volatility can be exploited very, very well. Otherwise, that's it for this video. Feel free to leave feedback, a like and a subscription, maybe even a comment, and we'll see each other again next time.